Hello, I'm Doug Turnbull, the author of The Man Who Conquered Mars. And today I'm here to talk about why my book, which takes place in a well-established permanent colony on Mars and is set only 45 years in the future, is a real science fiction story and not a fantasy. But first, let's take a short detour down memory lane. Wernher von Braun was the scientist who developed V-2 rockets for Germany in World War II, and who in 1958 was instrumental in putting the first U.S. satellite into orbit. In 1953, he wrote this book, The Mars Project, in which he proposed a detailed plan to send a large exploratory mission to Mars and back. By 1969, only 16 years later, thanks to him and the many other engineers at the Marshall Space Flight Center, the Saturn C5, the most powerful rocket ever built, took our Apollo astronauts to the moon. With the development of that vehicle, the physical means to mount a mission to Mars, such as that envisioned in von Braun's book, was a reality. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Saturn sent us on 5 round trips to the moon, and that was the end of it. That was 40 years ago, and there is no lunar colony, no Mars colony, and never even a mission to Mars. Well, I say that's not good enough. It is unacceptable to those of us who believe that a big part of mankind's future is in the sky and that we are at our best when meeting great challenges. Promises by politicians that we'll try to go to Mars in 30 years are worthless. Those same men would have you believe that changing insurance companies is somehow on a par with the Apollo project. Such nonsense. If we accept that, then my book would truly be a fantasy, but it need not be that way. We need to embark on simultaneous, internationally financed programs to establish permanent settlements on the moon and on Mars, and we need to start today. When I was young, I did some mountain climbing, and even though several of the mountains were challenging, I nearly always reached the summit. But I can tell you this, I never once climbed one without getting started. 40 years of dithering and excuse-making is enough. Let's quit making movies about going to Mars and get started on the journey.